So, hello, idols. My name is Moe Ash. I'm a learning architect. I am the owner of The Catalyst, an instructional design consultancy specialized in building learning experiences. Also, I'm one of your idol mentors, and I've been an idol for about like a year now, working in different things in idol, working with the Idol Academy, and also mentoring and being part of the community. I've been in the field of learning and development for the past 15 years. My background's in human resources, but I've been into instructional design for the past 7 years, specifically out of the 15 years experience. Now, during the pandemic, I have been having a lot of requests in the neighborhood of how should we do blended learning? How can I build a VILT? How can I do a proper ILT with engagement and people can utilize different bells and whistles so the learners can get a high value out of the learning being presented. See, the point of the matter is, before we go forward, we're talking about the tool that we have here, is that it's not really about the tool, it's about how you're going to be utilizing the tool and what you're going to be making out of it. Now, if we're talking about activities come in two formats. Either activities for presentation purposes or activities for exercise purposes. So either activities to present data, to showcase a specific piece of knowledge, or activities that can help the learner practice a model, a process, or even practice a specific type of skill. So when you're looking at activities, I want you to look at what kind of activity am I designing for my ILT or my VILT, and then look at what the tool can offer to you. Because sometimes people can be extremely creative with the tools in ways that even the tool creators didn't even consider you using it for that reason. Now, when we're using tools for ILT and VILT, and specifically for blended learning purposes, we can be using this pre-session for preparation purposes, to highlight value, to stir some curiosity, to spread some awareness, to prepare the people for the content at hand. Or we can use it after the session is done, after the program is done, for reinforcement purposes, for after session quests and challenges, and so on and so forth. And obviously, we can use it within the session for engagement during breakout rooms, or even for an activity that the entire session, the entire set of learners that are with you online or with you in a physical classroom can be able to use and build upon. Now, accordingly, let's go into the tool that we have here, and that tool will be Quizizz. So Quizizz is a tool that you can use for two purposes. Whether to do an assessment for your class, and that can be in an asynchronous format or a synchronous format, meaning it's either going to be instructor-paced, or the learner or the participant will be able to go through the experience of the assessment on their own without the intervention of the instructor, or the instructor timing, or making any pauses, or offering feedback. So you have to put in mind how and when you're going to be using that. The other part in Quizizz, away from quiz, which is the assessment part, is lessons. So you can actually build a lesson as if you are building a presentation deck on PowerPoint or Google Slides, the online PowerPoint or Google Slides. And within the slides, you can leave questions, open-ended, multiple choice questions, open-ended questions. You can put audio, you can put video, you can put pictures. And because it's a lesson, it also can be instructor-paced, where you can offer feedback, or you can be creating a lesson and using it after session for reinforcement, or before session for highlighting value and curiosity. So let's dive in. This is the Quizizz website, and it can be used for work or for teachers, schools, and district. My personal advice do not choose the corporate version because they will be charging you a lot of money for that reason, and use it as a teacher instead, or an educator in their terms. And that becomes free of charge, and it can be used easily across any type of topic or any type of label that you want to introduce. Okay, so easily you can go here to sign up. You can use Google or Microsoft to put in a free account, and then you could be able to log in. So obviously, I'm just going to log in right away with my Google account. And let me walk you through the interface. Now, you could start easily without building any assessment, any quiz, by looking up the topics that Quizizz already had other teachers, other educators, other people created, and you can build upon it. So let's just say instructional design. And instructional design, you will find a lot of quizzes already been created onto instructional design. You have this one, and it has already 10 questions. That label is professional development, and it's been played 7 times. If you clicked on it, you can open up the quiz, and you can see this is a multiple choice question, another multiple choice question. If it's dotted red, then it's a wrong answer. If it's dotted green, it's a right answer. You can check all of the questions that have been created before in that quiz, and you can go here, copy and edit. You can actually have a copy of it in your own library and use it later on with your class. So let's try to do this. And as easy as that, right now, you've copied the exact quiz and you have it. Now, you can click on edit to edit the question. Let me show you how. You can click on edit over here. Change over here the format of the question and the format of the answers. So as you can see, when reviewing a program curriculum, what is an example of a pre-work task? Design instructional materials, perform job and task analysis, develop performance measurement. Let's just say we want to confuse people and add another answer. So we can click on add an option. And here we can say build learning objectives. Obviously, it's a wrong answer. Let's just say that we're done with that, but we also need to leave feedback. We need to leave some explanation. So when the learner chooses the right answer or the wrong answer, a feedback shows up. You can go here to add answer explanation, leave here the feedback. Just going to put down the word feedback, and I can add a picture that can be uploaded from my hard drive. If you're a paid customer, you can add an audio or a video. Obviously, we're not, and you don't really need it. Go back to the question. Make sure that you chose the correct one by marking the correct answer. And also, you can add pictures to each and every answer if you want. Once you're done, go down here to the save button, and we're good to go. Now you have 4 answers instead of 3. So this is how easy it is to edit an existing quiz. After reviewing all of that, click on the save button up there, and you have a ready-made quiz. But I'm not going to show you how we're going to review it and how we're going to be able to play it live, because I want to build a quiz with you. I want to do this with you right now. So let's just say I want to build a quiz. We clicked on explore, and we've explored ready-made quizzes in a specific topic. I want right now to create my own quiz. I'm going to click on create, and I'm going to choose quiz. Let's just say I'm going to call this demo idle. And I would say the label of the subject will be professional development. And click next. Here, I can choose the type of assessment that I want. I can put in the free version a multiple choice question or fill in the blank, which is an open-ended question. You could do a reorder, which is basically dragging and dropping to put things in order. Or you could do a matching where you match a picture with a word or even a picture with an audio or even a video. You could do that. Also, you have here the high order thinking type of questions, which is letting people draw something. And this can be very useful when you're doing a session on Zoom and you want people to draw something and show me your creation. You could do something like that if you're into this or if it serves your topic. And you have open-ended question with no feedback offered to it, just to know what people are thinking about or what are they considering, what will be their answer on something that doesn't have an ideal answer or something that you want their opinion about. Also, you can use a poll or you can include a slide. Yes, you can include a slide or two inside of your quiz. Okay, now let's just say we're going to be putting a multiple choice question and I'm going to say demo and wrong, right, wrong, right. So here I'm going to choose right. I'm going also to choose right. No, you can also only choose one correct answer, not two correct answers, because many people get into this. They want to put two correct answers. It's not proper. But if you, it's not proper. It's not going to happen. If you want to do that, go down. You can find more than one answer correct. You need to activate this. And now we can choose this is right and this is right. This is the only way for you to have two right answers. Also, how long do you think this question would take the learner for them to finish? When you do something like this, you need to put into consideration accessibility, language barriers, any problems with connection. Maybe the learner didn't have the whole question fully loaded on their phone or on their computer or on their pad. So put all of these issues into mind when you're deciding the number of seconds where this question will be shown before time is up and it goes to the question that goes afterwards. So over here, you can choose the timer, 30 seconds. You have up to 15 minutes. Yes, because some people use this for case studies. Yes, some people can actually put up a case study and then leave it as an open-ended question, and people can solve that case study and leave their answer and they have a discussion about it. It's not just question and answer in a very fast-paced format. You can do so many different things. So let's just say it's going to take like 45 seconds. You can, as we've done before, we can add an explanation. Just going to say feedback over here. I can add an image. Just going to put any image I want. I can drag and drop an image, or I can paste a link, or I can use a GIF if I want. But just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be using a simple picture. Once the picture is uploaded, you'll be able to crop it if needed or delete it if you want to change it. So I can actually crop it this way, although this picture has a transparent background, but still. So crop and save, and the picture will show beside the text that you have as an explanation. So here's the feedback, here's the picture, and once the people are done answering, this will show up to them. I'm done with this question. I could also add an image over here, so I can add another image. Let me choose another random image from my end. Here's the picture. Let's save it. So the picture shows up here. Here's the question. These are the answers. And these are the correct answers ticked in green. We're done. Looks good. I can go down here and click on save. And you have your first question. Okay, so the first question is created. In order for you to add another question, you can go down here and choose a multiple choice question, or fill in the blank question, add a draw question, an open-ended question, a poll, or a slide. That is just fine. Okay, after you're done with adding your questions, you can go here and upload an image, which will be the hero image of the quiz. Just going to select the language, English, the grades, obviously. The grades can be for professional development, public, visible to everyone. That's it. Save. Now we have a hero image. Now we have the title, and that's basically it. Once we're done, we click on save. Now, the point of the matter is sometimes it becomes a little bit of a problem to come up with questions. It becomes a little bit of an issue. I want to add questions, but I want more questions and I don't have anything in mind. I want to add trivia, maybe questions to add a little bit of fun. Got you covered. We're going to go back to edit. And once we do that, you can find here teleport from Quizizz library. If you go to the bar up there and go to teleport, I'm just going to click over here at the top bar and say instructional design. Once again, it will show you content from two areas. From your library, which is quizzes that you have created before, which is something that we don't want right now, or from the community on quizzes. Exactly the same way when we were exploring different quizzes. But here, I don't want to take the entire quiz. I just want to take a question or two and add it to mine. So I'm going to go to this one, the instructional design one. And you know what? I like this one, or I like this one. I'm going to click on add question. And now it's added. And this one. And now it's added. Let me go and add some trivia. Okay, so here's a trivia. Disney trivia. Awesome. What's the name of Mulan's pet dragon? Obviously, Mushu. Just going to add that one over here. And now I have two questions in instructional design added to my question and a trivia questions. They're all added with their answers, with their pictures, everything. So it cuts on a lot of time. And again, I'm going to go up there and click on save. Now, let's see how we're going to be able to preview this, how we'll be able to review and preview, to review the settings and preview the quiz. You have one of two options. One is to assign it as a homework, asynchronous. The learner can go through this completely on their own. Or let's go see the asynchronous first. So I'm just going to click on the asynchronous. Here, I will be setting a deadline. Let's just say it's going to be the deadline to Friday, 7 p.m. So they have 3 days, 23 hours. You could do that. And go here to the settings. How many times you want the participant to attempt at this quiz? It could be once, twice, or unlimited. So they can go in over and over. Show answers during the activity on. Show answers after the activity on or off, or only the questions. Also, do you want to put redemption question? Let's just say that one of your learners got one of the answers wrong. Do you want them to redeem themselves at the end of the activity to try again or not? You can take this out or leave it. Do you want to give them extra lives? See, Quizizz has sort of a gamified way of playing the quiz. Once you answer the question, it shows you a GIF, it gives you powers, and then you can redeem yourself. It can take some lives out of you. It's actually a very fun activity to the learners taking part in this. And if you want to take that gamified aspect, you can remove the power-ups. Participants get bonus points and other fun abilities. You can take that out or leave it. You can have a default timer, which is the number of seconds that you've put for each and every question, or you can take the timer off so they can take their sweet time in doing this. You can show a leaderboard or take it off. You don't want them to see it. You can shuffle the questions or let them go through a specific sequence. Shuffle the answer, same. Play the music while they're playing or while they're answering the questions. You want to show memes after they finish each and every question or not? Honestly, leave them. You can choose random memes or theme-based memes. So there's a Stranger Things kind of theme, there's pun animals, there's something related to Genesis, and there's something called Fellow Kids. I never used that one, but I've used the pun animal type of memes and the Genesis. Once we're done with all of this, we click on Assign. And what does that do? It gives you a link that you can send to people in an email, put it in an LMS, or you can tell them, well, go to join my quiz and put up this code. So you can either give them this set of text for them to go using their phone or using their computer on their browser and go to joinmyquiz.com and put up the code, or a link that would take them directly into the quiz itself. If you are using or you'll be utilizing Google Classroom, Canvas, Schoology, Teams, Remind, or Twitter, you could do that. I haven't used it, honestly speaking. I've only used Google Classroom before with one of my classes, but usually I either use the URL or the text. And this is for the asynchronous utility of the game. Let's go to the synchronous one. So I'm going to go back to my library. I'm going to choose again the same quiz that we've created, Demo Idle. And now I'm going to go into the instructor-led session. And I have one of two ways. I have either the classic one or the instructor-paced one. So the classic one is you give them the link, you give them the code, they go into the game. All you can see as an instructor, as a trainer, because as instructional designers, we will be putting this up in our trainer's guide or in our activity sheet that we will be sending to the instructor that we're selling this solution to, that you will be only seeing people's progress in a bar and they are playing at their own time in front of you in class. And all you can see is them competing on who will get the highest number of points. Or you can use instructor-based, where you will be able to click step by step on each and every question and see the progress of each and every learner with the question. So they all answer question number 1. You see their answers. You see the numbers on a leaderboard, and accordingly, you give them feedback. So this can be very useful when you're in a synchronous session or even in a classroom setting, a physical classroom setting, and you want to have a question and answer type of format inside of your class or inside of your online session. In the classic one, they're literally playing a game where they're competing against one another on who would get the best answers in the shortest time with no mistakes, because the more they answer correctly, the higher they get bonus streaks. So let me show you how both are without going into further details. Classic, you go here, you do the same settings that we've done before. Go here, how many redemption questions do you want to leave, participant attempts, show answers during the activity, the same set of settings that we've put in the asynchronous part. Okay. And then usually go for classic. Teams are a bit confusing where you have 3 people using 3 names and they're using 1 team name. It gets very confusing to the learners. Or you want to test this, you can use this to test the game on your own before you send it out to your client or send it out to the trainer that will be using this. So choose classic, click continue. And here the instructor becomes more of a show host. As we're doing this, you tell the learners, please open any device, pad, iPad, any pad, and a mobile phone or a web browser and put joinmyquiz.com and then enter the code, or you just give them the link and send it to them in the chat. Or they can scan the code, this QR code, and they get into the game right away. By clicking on it, it expands. People in session can scan the code online or in class, and they can get into the game. Once they do that, their names would show right here under the start button. Gonna put up my name, and here I am. So I'm just gonna click on start. Okay, so now the race is between me and Ivy. So which grouping describes the 3 domains of learning? Okay. And I got the first one. And as you can see, all you can see on screen is a competition between me and Ivy. And we're getting the same score, but now the competition is, well, I did a mistake. And since I did a mistake, a red bar would show. This is how you would know if your learners are doing a good job or they're actually making mistakes. And now Ivy is having 2 correct answers, which is she's on a winning streak, and accordingly, her score and her points are doubling up. Also, what you can see as an instructor is the number of questions being answered and if they're answered correct or not. So it gives you perspective on how far your learners are making sense of what's going on. And also you can see up here in the bar that your class right now is at 71% accuracy, with the majority having correct answers and the minority having wrong answers. And this keeps on changing till all of the questions are complete, okay? Now, by the time all questions are answered, and let me try to answer anything right now. Okay, we're done. So Mo is done. Ivy's not done yet. You can wait till all of the contestants or all of the participants are done with the race, are done with the quiz, or you can close it yourself. If both of us are done, this will automatically close. Or I can click on end and end the game or end the assessment race. Since I'm done, it would show who's in first place. It's Ivy. And I'm in second place. Now, the beauty of quizzes is that I can see the class accuracy. I can see what was the toughest question that we all did wrong and the accuracy level of it. So I can give feedback after the activity is done. What was the longest question? What was the question that took a long time for the learners to answer? And some interesting facts on like how many seconds did it take to answer a specific question, or how far did the learners do in most of the questions. This is gold. I consider it gold. And once I'm done, I can actually download the results. When I download the results, it becomes in a CSV format and Excel format, and that is something that I can use later on to know the level of my learners and how good they are in each and every question. So my clients usually love this because it gives them an understanding, whether synchronous or asynchronous, about how good the class is. It's a good way of giving evaluation, okay, and offering proper feedback. Now, one thing is left is being able to see the instructor-paced live quiz. And let's see that ourselves. So the last part is opening the quiz one more time for the instructor. The instructor page has a little bit of a different interface. Same settings, same. We're not going to go into it again. but the interface here would be as follows. I would need to give learners the link or tell them to go into joinmyquiz.com, put up the number, and here I am. Now, we're going to use the same set of questions, but how the interface would change, let me show you. If I click start, let's explore this a bit. First, I'm going to disable the timer because there's an automatic timer. According to the time that we've already decided for the question, a timer will play, or I can disable because I'm in control as an instructor. Again, these are one of the things that we'll be including in our sheet for the trainer or the instructor that will be taking over this activity that we created, okay? Now, I can see here on my leaderboard how many people are joining since I've already looked at it at the beginning, but again, I need to know if they are here or they logged out, okay? Also, I can control which question I could jump to. So I could skip this question, jump to another one, and it would change on the phone alongside the learners. So once I'm doing this, it would change on the learner's phone. It would change on my phone as well, because I am taking it according to my own control, my own autonomy, the way I see fit, okay? Again, I'm going to disable the timer. And this is how the self-paced one works. If I click end question, because sometimes what happens is you have a class of 20 and then this one person, their phone is not working or they got offline and the question and the question stays in complete timer mode until everyone is done. Otherwise, it will keep going on until 0. So let's just say that one doesn't have their phone working. So I could do one of two things. Either kick that person out and let them sign in again, or I can just click on end question. Just going to click on end question. Some participants are yet to answer this question. Do you want to proceed? Oh, yes, I do. What would happen is all done would show on screen and a leaderboard would pop up telling me who got the right answer. So in this case is Ivy. And it would show you also how many people got the right answer, how many people got the wrong answer. And this is the time where you do the explanation. You do the explanation as an instructor. If you added an explanation, it would show on their phone, but since we're in class, you can provide the explanation to them. Okay, so this is how you can use Quizizz in an instructor-paced format. Okay, basically acts like a presentation, if you may. Now, let's go into the last part, which is creating a lesson. So if we clicked on create, instead of choosing quiz, we'll choose lesson. Lesson, okay, let's just say demo lesson. I'm going to choose professional development again, click next. Now we are presented with a Google slide, basically, or a PowerPoint slide. You choose the theme and the color palette that you want for your lesson. And I click next. Here I can either add a slide by building it inside of Quizizz, or I can import from my Google Drive. Let's just say I'm going to add a new slide myself. This is where the magic happens. I can either choose a blank slide and build everything in it, the heading, the body text, the bullet points that I want to add, numbered bullets, or I can add a math equation, but it doesn't really apply to our case. I can add media, an image, or a video link, since you won't be able to add an actual video, won't be able to upload a video because that's for paid subscribers. You can add shapes if you want. or you can add tables. You can create a table over here. And as I said, you can import from the cloud or add a new slide. A new slide can be a title slide. So you can choose what kind of title slide do you want. This one, or this one, or this one. Or back to slides, you can choose text and media. So text and media, you can choose text with a picture or two pictures or three pictures. Let's just choose this one with two pictures. And here, if I clicked on it, I can replace the image with an image that I want. I can lock it so the image would stay here, not changed. I can duplicate it, make more than one picture. I can crop it the way I want, or I can basically delete it. Okay. If we go to add slides again, we can use a full screen media. And this is the time when I told you can put up a video, but this is for paid subscribers, so we won't be able to use it. Honestly speaking, I don't like to use the video thing over here on Quizizz. Instead, I can just reroute them into another tool or just send them to YouTube if I really do need a video for an online session. Go back to slide. I can take them to a web page, and here I can put the YouTube link that I was talking about, or if I'm using a different URL that can take them to a video platform like Vimeo or Dailymotion or anything else. Basically, you can take them to anything that you want. Okay. Now, the beauty of this is not that you can put up slides, but actually that you can put up also questions. So same thing, multiple choice question, fill in the blank, open-ended, a poll, or a draw. So now you don't only have a possibility of using quiz for assessment, but you can use quiz to reinforce parts in the session that you're delivering, or making the session interactive where it's a question and answer. It reminds you of different tools that are out there like Nearpod, like Mentimeter, like Ahaslides. But the beauty of it is that you can have unlimited number of slides here, many questions as you please. I had one time up to 50 slides over here in a 6-hour session in a physical classroom, and it worked just like a charm. Okay, once we're done with that, we save, same, we put a picture, we put a title, we choose the language, we choose the grade, same thing that we've done before. I'm going to choose Kijiji, just for the sake of fun. Once we're done, I can assign it as a homework, which is basically what I said at the beginning of the video, so people can have it as a reinforcement material before session or after session, or I can start a live session and it works and looks like exactly similar to the interface of the instructor-based quiz that we've used before. The slides will be over here, and you will be giving people the Join My Quiz link, the code. You can give them the link right away and put it to them in the chat and start same drill. Okay. And this is basically what Quiz is all about. It's a way for you to have a very engaging means of presentation and activity, presentation and exercise. Because as I said, activities can be for presentation purposes or for exercise purposes. If you want to download the CSV file, the Excel sheet, basically, of any quiz that you've done before, you can always go to reports and pick any of the previous work that you've done before and just download it, okay? If you want to check the memes for the quizzes, you could upload your own memes or create your own memes to use in your own quizzes. You could do that. And over here, there are the collection of work that you have on your account. Obviously, this is the account of mine where I have a collection of stuff that I could use over and over. I don't really have that much. It's only 34 quizzes, to be honest. And again, you can always go back to explore, check questions that you can teleport and utilize in your own quiz, or maybe take a complete quiz and just do some edits to use it again. This is Quizizz.